Hello, Heroclix land. Welcome back to Talking Clix, where we celebrate the heroes of Heroclix. I'm your host, Wespool. With me, as always, is my co-host, Scott, the missing link. Hello, Scott.
Good evening. Hello.
And we have a very unique opportunity tonight to interview a guest for the second and a half time.
Yeah. No, this is our first time.
Oh,
this is our first time with this guy. Yeah, this is the guy who was inside Az, like the controlling mechanism on the Az suit.
Yeah, the Azbot.
Well, welcome back,
Yeah.
Azarith.
Appreciate it.
We've interviewed you twice now, partially, and because of my technical
prowess.
Yeah.
Don't
lack of experience.
It's okay.
Most of the episodes got lost and or digitally messed up somehow. So this will be our first time to fully interview you in total. So I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I just love talking about the game and talking with people who share that passion. So,
well, to get us started tonight, so people know you know your name, so we don't need to go through all the normal background stuff. I myself went to Indiana States, did not do very well because I put my team together last minute, and Scott went to Texas States last weekend.
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah,
it was kind of food poisoning. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oof. Rough.
And did you make cut? Is that right?
I did make cut. I finished in 15th. I was 14th going into the cut.
Your goal was cut, though, right? That was your goal.
My goal was cut because I had cut in Texas in forever.
I think cut is everybody's goal. Like, that's the realistic benchmark that everybody reaches for. And if they make it past that, that's just icing.
So
look, I just want to say that Texas States is weird because I feel like there's a big competitive group in Texas. So making cut in Texas is like making top 64 at Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, you have the remnants of the Clixmen, you have Earthbound and Down, you've got, Texas is a rough location.
You got the remnants of Ragnarok, which Gordon's still playing. So
no, Giant Reach is out of Florida, right? They're not Texas.
No, they're not Texas.
Yeah, they're Florida, I think. But no, I mean, just I'm weird at a weird point in my career now. Something you said, Wes, is like I used to be like, oh, I just want to have a winning record, and if I make cut, awesome. Like, this is gonna sound very kind of like arrogant of me, but like my quality of play that I hold myself to, that if I don't make cut, I'm like disappointed in myself. And to the point where like I'm now where I want to win the tournaments. Still love playing the game. Like that does not go away, but I hold myself to a higher standard now.
You are one of the hardest people on yourself that I've ever met.
That is accurate.
All right, so how many states have you been to so far, and do you have any more on the horizon?
Yeah, as I played in one. I played in Maryland. I came in 7th, lost in top 8 to the matchup that I beat in round 5 of Swiss. Literally missed every meaningful attack and missed every rollout against OMA Prime Destroyer. And then I have Ohio State's this weekend, which I'm hoping to win. I mean, as long as I keep Jalen from winning, I'm happy. Because Jalen's one of my best friends, so obviously I want to make sure that he doesn't win. And then I am hosting 2 states events on the same weekend in Pittsburgh on the 24th, which is Modern. And then West Virginia is on the 25th at the Morgantown, West Virginia store. That is 400 silver. And then I am thinking about going to Virginia on the 31st at the end of the month. That's kind of going to depend on maybe if Joe Harrison goes and he tells me he's going, I'll be like, all right, I'll come down. And that's Modern.
So do you prefer the Modern or the Silver?
I like both formats. I think both formats are like in a fine spot. I think Modern gets a lot worse after Strange Tales, but that's my opinion. But I think Silver is actually in a really like interesting and fun format of it's now more so just play whatever you want. Find something you like, build it to the best of your ability and play it, and you can have success. I mean, somebody topped with 2x2 Mr. Mind.
Do you expect silver to change after states is done? Like you think they'll update the ban list or the restricted list?
I think if they do, I would like to see Spot added to one of those lists. Because I think Spot is kind of like taking over the format a little bit. And then once Strange Tales is officially legal for like the big events after states is over, I would like to see them really review those one shots and possibly remove some of the problematic ones. And Halt Mutant. Get rid of Halt Mutant.
Oh man, that was brutal. That
card's degenerate.
Yeah, I mean, he basically played Halt Mutant, walk up in my area and stay away from me, and then
you can't do anything.
Do anything.
Yep.
Put it on the smallest piece out there and be like, oh no, you can't see him, can't shoot nobody. It's just.
And like, there's an argument of like, oh, it's supposed to be to help you go second. It's like, yeah, but it's also really good when you go first.
Yes.
So.
Like I was trying to move out of the area. Nope, you're moving into that square, which is inside the bubble, so you can't move out.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I had a really fun interaction when Isaac and I were talking about it at Maryland States. So if you Halt Mutant your character and I mind control your character, am I allowed, the character that was chosen for Halt Mutant, am I allowed to move them?
Technically no, because it's
that is correct.
It's an opposing character at that time.
Correct. The character is now opposing to the controller's effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that card is just so dumb. It enables too much like kind of degeneracy in my opinion. I don't like things that can be used offensively in the way that it can be.
So, do you think they need to fix the call in from another universe or assist from another universe?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like it needs a twist on it, saying you have to call in a different figure, a uniquely different.
I could see like a different like set number, like a different collector number. That'd probably be fine. That stops like the Infinite thing. Because I don't think the Green Torch thing is actually all that bad. Because most people that are playing the Green Torch thing aren't playing assist. So
you're not doing the Batman call in for the Green Torch.
I did the Batman. I just didn't play assist. I played because I think if you play assist, you have to play a third Green Torch. To stop Chair Panther from just stopping like the entire thing from working. Mm-hmm. And I was fine just playing 2 Green Torches saying, do I get all my one shots or do I get my Green Torches? That was my thought process on it. I think assist on the Green Torch, while can be strong, I think it's almost overkill. Assist with Infinite is really good.
Yes, it is. I mean, you just call him in turn 2 and it's like, oh, hey, I don't have tokens, blow up.
Yeah, Infinite going first against somebody that can't block assist is really, really rough.
Sorry, Wes, I feel like we lost you in the conversation.
No, I'm just taking it all in. You guys are talking about figures I'm not familiar with as well. So,
look, I don't have an Infinite. I just know he's busted.
I had Infinites. I sold all of them. I have no interest in playing that figure.
What do you think about the health of the game right now?
So I think Modern is actually in a pretty solid spot. I think they really need to kind of like, this is a problem that Heroclix has always kind of got into, at least since I've started playing, is they really need to start curbing these free game elements like Sentinel Head, Upper Torso. Like these things do not need to be free. And then Halt Mutant, I think, is like the one really problematic one shot until Strange Tales becomes legal, or until we have events with Strange Tales, because the fact that you can build a team that your force has Upper Torso, Crimson Bands of Sidorak, Shield of the Seraphim, Halt Mutant, Fortify, Resolve of the Green, Web Swinging, and Spectral Armor.
Like, nope, like, can't touch this.
Yeah, Chair Panther goes from a must play to an why bother? It's like, oh, I can block 2 of your like 7 and like must block sideline elements. Like, oh, I'll save the 30 points. And my problem with it is, so I understand that people's like concern is, oh, I don't want it. Like, it's no fun your team blowing up on turn 2 and the game being over. In the last 2 years of Modern Heroclix, I have not had a game. I have not been wiped on turn 2 in 2 years.
So what you just said, does that make Gauntlet Spider-Man's stock go up at all? The fact that he just erases the whole sideline?
That might be what I'm playing at Ohio State.
Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, so Gauntlet Spidey, I think after Strange Tales gets a lot of spike in value, just to get rid of all the one shots. There's just too much degeneracy that like he counteracts a lot of things. I still don't think he's good for what it's worth. I think what he does is just very counteractive to the strategies that are currently being played. It doesn't make him a good figure, but I think he's definitely got more merit to play now.
All right, stock up or stock down on the Bloodstone after Strange Tales comes in?
Depends on how much Vampire Wolverine actually takes off. I actually don't think Wolverine's going to take off.
Really?
I feel like he's going to get a bump, and then people will be like, it's not quite what I wanted.
Well, I think he'll surprise like one tournament, and then everybody's like, okay, guess I'll play Bloodstone.
What about Prime Blade?
Prime Blade's so hard to deploy. Like, he's such a short, like you could play him with Animal Man and like give him the 8, but he's an 8-speed hyper. So you need 2 TKs to really get him anywhere. If he could heal off of the Blade's power, it would actually be a lot better, but he only heals off of Steel Energy. I like him though. I think he's a really fun casual piece. But I think the only way to play Wolverine going like after Strange Tales is going to be with Beetlejuice. Honestly, this is a build that Scott Crampton put together, and we were really like, me and Lucas both looked at her like, yeah, we would play this. And it's main force Beetlejuice with Wolverine. And I'm like, yeah, it shores up a lot of his weaknesses. He sure doesn't care about Hulk Mutant. That's a nice thing.
I'm cool with it. I like the Beetlejuice.
I'm more okay with main force Beetlejuice than I am with sideline Beetlejuice, but I mean,
that's the reason I played him, because I like the main force. I don't like. I'm tired of the sideline elements, like you're saying. There's just too much. That's
too much free stuff.
Counterintuitive to the game.
Yeah, I personally don't like no as a game mechanic, so that's where my fundamental design comes in with like my problems with Beetlejuice. But if a character like that has to exist, it has to be a main force element only. You have to invest into them.
I agree. So you are running Pennsylvania States, is that right?
Yeah, I'm TOing it and judging it.
And then also
West Virginia.
West Virginia, yep.
Yep.
And I saw a post where you had some unique trophies and some prizing for it.
Yeah, so we got our kit in. Everything looks great. I had the kit get 5 additional of the Scott Crampton maps to give away as prizing. Plus, the ones that are already in the kit. And then I reached out to Jonathan Virgilio and I was like, hey man, I don't know how to make STL files for my 3D printer that I bought. I just know how to print them. I'm like, could you help me design a trophy? And I kind of went back and forth with him of how to work it. And Jonathan Virgilio is amazing. Like I love that dude. And he sent me over like his initial ideas. And he's like, what if as a trophy, how big do you want it? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, what about 2x2 action token size? And I'm like, that's interesting. And then he said it to me and I'm like, oh, I really like this. Cause like we both were talking about, we're like, a functional trophy is actually really cool.
Yeah.
So he sent me over the file. I printed them. I printed 6 for both the winner and the runner up at both states. 6 so that you could have a set of 4 to use with, because most people don't play more than 2 2x2s or play more than 2 2x2s. And they
back in the day, they would play a lot more, but now.
Well, back in Colossal Retail Swarm, yeah. But and then you could have 2 to keep in like the little holder for the trophy, or if you want to use all 6, cool. But yeah, it says Pennsylvania State Champion, Pennsylvania State Runner-Up, and then the same one for West Virginia.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So you got a busy weekend if you're going to do both. Are they back to back?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Luckily, the West Virginia store is only like 45 minutes from the Pittsburgh store, like from my house. So I'll get there early enough to get everything set up. And they're both stores are in a mall that they have a agreement with the mall that they can stay open after it closes. So I'm not super pressed for time.
And what weekend is that?
24th and 25th.
The same weekend as the King of New Orleans. Yeah,
I found that out. But unfortunately, it was the only weekend that worked for us.
Someone giving you any flack on that?
So I tried to get a couple of guys like Steve Bombera and him to come out, and he's like, it's King of New Orleans, so I'm going anywhere. If I'm going anywhere, I'm going to that. Same with like Scott Crampton. And I'm like, that's fair. But nah, nobody giving me too much slack. It's more it'll like just hurt my attendance a little bit.
Sorry. I mean, Aaron's been pumping up King of New Orleans like it's the next greatest thing since sliced bread. Granted, it is a fun event. They have the parade that people are invited to go see after.
I wanted
Saturday
to go last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go last year. I wanted to go this year, but it just wasn't in the card. So I'm going to try to make it work next year. But there's just so many events, and I don't miss Champion Clix. So Champion Clix is my big event of the year, other than Worlds. So if I have to pick between the two, I'm going to pick Champion Clix.
Isn't that a great problem to have, though? Having too many events to go to.
Yeah.
yes, it is a great problem.
I have to figure out if I'm going to go to H for H this year. I really want to, and it's closer because Nashville's closer than Huntsville.
I mean, when I started just a few years ago, there was only a couple. Like there was not the flood of events that we have now, and so now people have to, instead of only going to get to go to one or two events, they have a whole range of options available depending on location and money and stuff.
There's still a great range of options, but I feel like everything is still northeast centric, and then you have the CCO. Which is Florida. There's really nothing in other than the King of New Orleans, which I don't even know if I quite qualify that as a large event yet, because it's in New Orleans and there's not a large play group there. They got maybe 15 people total that I'm aware of, and without the King of New Orleans, they wouldn't have a States this year. So that's kind of like, okay, can you really pump it as the biggest event that you want? And then there's really nothing big in Texas. You have the small circuit that's over on the West Coast.
I thought everything was bigger in Texas.
I mean, no, that's a lie. Now, you think we did Texas States? Everyone was sitting on saddles.
Yeah.
I bet Kenny's ego is bigger in Texas.
I mean, Kenny's got a great ego. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love Kenny. And he's one of my favorite people.
We had a bunch of new players. Like I've been rattling the Victoria, Texas group up, and they took 5 guys, and I feel like I think they all got a win, which is cool since none of them have been to an event like that. But I feel like they just felt like this was out of their element. I'm like, dude, this is a big step up from your local event, and then y'all had maybe 2 weeks of practice, maybe 3 for some of them.
And what like players like don't realize until they fully kind of like put their foot in the water is what the difference is. Like it's a completely different game going from your casual kitchen table to the competitive scene. Not like from a personality experience, like because I'm one of the biggest vocal component one of the biggest vocal people for the competitive scene is the nicest people in the game, in my opinion. We're the least, like, the stereotype of us being sharks and us being rules lawyers and assholes, just not a real thing. It's just the game is just played differently.
It is. It's very different.
Is the game in modern? Is the game a pay to win format now?
No.
I don't think it's pay to win. I feel like some of the exclusive stuff does put an edge on those guys that have made several events and have those exclusive figures for the exclusivity time. But the mooching house is there. You have other people to borrow stuff for. So I mean, there's avenues to it.
And Clix players are more than welcome to lend you stuff, like even if we don't know you.
So there's been this guy who's been very vocal on the Heroclix pages for, I guess, the last 2 months. Rick Blair.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Rick Blair.
Rick Blair. Yeah, he's been posting all over the place. He actually reached out to me personally when he saw my first advertisement for PA States. He's like, "Can I come down and just, like, how much is it to just watch?" And I'm like, "It's in a store. Like, you can just come and watch. I don't care." I didn't know where he lived at the time. And then, like, I found out he lives in Jefferson, PA, which is about 2 hours north up by Erie. And I'm like, "You're going to drive 2 hours just to watch other people play?" And then a bunch of competitive players came in. It's like, just play, like, just jump in and play. And then me, PJ, and John Burgess were like, "Hey, let's just sponsor this guy's entry. Let's just let him play." And so that's what we did. and he's
Have y'all
been really
helped him with
excited.
the team or anything? I mean, I started
Yeah,
reaching out, and then I heard y'all were helping him out. I'm like, look, y'all are closer, and y'all have more insight on what's in the area for the modern meta. So
well, and luckily,
I
because I'm judging, like he has like anybody at my who's coming to my events has access to everything that I have. So I'm basically just giving him Phoenix Force Thor, with like a Kryptonite ring and Soul Siphon, and like here you've got one guy, and he can do this, and you just try to kill their stuff and not die.
heal. Don't forget to heal.
Yeah, make sure. So if you have the option, you click you press the heal one button every turn, and then you choose a different option.
All right, so Scott, we haven't had a chance to talk about this since Texas States. You said round one you took candy from a baby and you felt kind of bad about it.
Okay, so he's one of my local players. He's one of my local players that played like 13 years ago. He and his father came back like 2 months ago, and we got him to go to States. And he didn't practice every week with us. He would come basically every other week and practice, and he would get a couple of games in. But he had no idea what he was stepping into at the event. And I felt like my first game, I should have gone a little easy on him, but I'm like, yeah, no, you made a bad move here. I'm like, you made a bad move here, so I'm going to take this guy. And then he would come up and he would try and do something else. And he hit me. He'd hit a couple pieces, and then I'd just run up to the herb and heal. So, I mean, we had a good time, and we took our time with the game trying to learn some stuff. But, yeah. So, the States event, it messed up in round 5. So, if you go look in round 5, there's a bunch of 0-0 ties that shouldn't have been 0-0 ties.
Oh.
So I know that's going to mess with the ELO rankings on some people, which isn't cool, but hey, it happens. I mean,
yep, here they are. I was like, oh no, there's not that many. Oh, here they are.
Yeah, you get down in the bottom half, it's like 0-0-0-0-0-0.
What happened?
Well, in between the break that we had, we go to break and we have our seating and we know who's where and everybody had their scores. And then we come back from break and they're like, yeah, the system crashed or whatever. And we have to go back in and put in scores. And they only kept so many scores. And they didn't get everybody's wrote down. So,
right,
sorry, everyone.
I see a pattern here. At Red, White, and Clix, you were there playing Beetlejuice and HC units pooped out. You went to Texas with Beetlejuice and HC units pooped out.
About that. I didn't play Beetlejuice in the team event. That's when it.
Oh no, that was just Scott. That was Scott just blowing up units and teams.
Yes.
So you're the reason.
Yes. So Clay may have an assassin out for me. I don't know yet.
Yeah, she's sitting in the room with me.
How you think you got food poisoning?
A Wendy's egg and cheese sandwich, maybe.
Ooh,
yeah. But your new player had fun though. He walked away learning something.
Yes. Yeah, he had a good time.
Good. All right. So, how'd you get roped into running 2 events?
So I run the Clix scene for the Four Horsemen store in Pittsburgh. That's my local store. I play D&D there every Wednesday. I got the Clix scene started there, and the scene in that store is definitely more competitively focused. More just like I run more 300 modern or like 300 pulp. Like I don't run a lot of like sealed stuff except unless it's like a release event. And I generally have a buy-in every week because I try to give prizing out. Like I want to make sure that like everybody can at least get something. And so I reached out. I've been trying for 8 years to get states in Pittsburgh. It's been in Philly for as long as I've been playing Clix. And so I started running Winamaps and just making sure I could put my name there. Finally got selected for it, and I'm like, okay, I'll run it. You know, I'm fine. I trust myself as a judge. I trust myself to organize it. And then the West Virginia store is a sister store to my store. It's a Four Horsemen again, and I put in for them. We got selected because no other store in West Virginia wanted it at the time, I think. And I ran their states last season by accident. I was supposed to play, and Jay Major was supposed to bring me a very important figure for my team. And he gets there, and I'm like, to bring me Jennifer Kale? And he's like, nope. I'm like, I can't play my team, Jay. And so Peter Marshfield was going to be the judge in the TO, and he brought a team, and I'm like, hey, I'll just run it. It's fine. Like, so I took over and just ran it so he could play. But I love judging. I like playing, and I love both aspects of the game, and they both kind of give me enjoyments for different reasons.
Well, Jay got his payback then, Indiana a few months ago, and went to a location for Keith Barnett, and Keith was stuck working because he is on call for an HVAC, his own HVAC business, and he couldn't get to the store to run the event. And Jay was signed up to play, so he just like took his name off the roster to play, and I'll just run the event. So
was that the weekend like before or of Gen Con?
I think so.
That was like the event they were doing right around Gen Con.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he just got stuck running the event by accident.
It happens, Joe. It happens.
Jay is one of my favorite people in this community, but also one of the people that frustrates me sometimes. I'm like, how many times do I have to message you, Dad? Because our squad of me, Jalen, Lucas, PJ, and Easton, Jay is our dad. So if you ever see, like, we call him Pops, I call him Dad sometimes. He was when we won Worlds, he was the first person that like I really saw. I think he was like more excited and proud than I think maybe Danielle was. But yeah, so love Jay.
So at the top of the show, we made a little pun about you being the man inside Az. The last time you were on the show was right before you were about to have a major surgery. And
I went back and looked at the date. It was 9 months ago.
Yeah. And now we're looking at you, and you are literally half the man you were. It's very impressive. I've known quite a few people who've had that surgery, and it did not bode well for them. I think it's amazing how well you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I got to credit my doctors, like, as much as they frustrate me sometimes. My doctors are the strictest of the doctors in the practice of what as patients we are allowed to eat, to make sure that this has success and kind of rewires our brains to think more consciously about what we're eating. I still don't fully agree with some of their thoughts on carbs, but I'm Italian, so real hard. And so I've been like kind of doing a little bit of my own thing over the last couple months, but making sure everything's in moderation. But yeah, for anybody that doesn't isn't friends with me on Facebook or doesn't know, I had gastric bypass done in June. I started off weighing 448 pounds. Now, as of last Friday, I am down to 246 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Pounds.
Amazing.
With his hands.
My hands are much smaller than they used to be. As far as like my fingers used to be real like chubby, and I was having like serious problems with like plantar fasciitis. I've always had like bad ankles, bad knees, bad back. I played catcher for baseball for 10 years, so that messed up my body. But I feel better than I ever have. Found out that I actually weigh less than my brother now, which is the first time in my life.
Wow.
Which is nice. Yeah, everybody, all my friends, like I got together with a group of friends a couple of weeks ago that I haven't seen since before surgery. And they're like, I didn't even like if it wasn't for your face, I wouldn't have recognized you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't tell you how much I don't get tired of hearing that.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question that's outside the norm. When is the last time you've done a cartwheel, and when is the next time you're going to do a cartwheel?
Last time I did a cartwheel I was probably 11. I actually used to be I was very athletic when I was a kid. So like I could do cartwheels, could never do a back handspring. Always tried, always failed. Next time I'm going to do one, I'll try to do one within a year. I have to rebuild up my upper body strength. and remember how to do it.
Good luck, because I've never been able to do them. Never.
Yeah, they're not easy.
No, they're not.
Mm-mm.
Do you have any advice for anybody that might be going into a similar situation since you've been so successful with it?
Yeah, so if anybody is considering the surgery, I would definitely recommend talking to your doctor about getting a specialist consultation with a bariatric surgeon. Talk to them, find out what is right for you, because there's two different surgeries. There's the RNY, the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, which is what I had done, and then there's the gastric sleeve, which my doctors openly asked me. They're like, "What do you want? Like, which do you want?" And I'm like, "You tell me. You guys have the experience. Which do you see more?" Well, I was like, "Which do you see more success in?" And they're like, with the advancements that we've had over the last couple of years, the people that have had gastric sleeves have had more conversions to the bypass. And I'm like, sounds like the bypass is the better route for me to go. So do that. Listen to your doctors. Listen to your doctors, but most importantly, listen to your body. So if you already had the surgery and you're like really struggling, because there's a player out of Ohio. I don't want to name him because I don't know how much he's talked about it, but him and I talk about, like, every time we see each other, we talk about how we're doing. And he was like, I get sick if I eat this and this and this. I had 0 complications with any food.
Wow.
I didn't have any reflux, no nausea, no dumping syndrome, nothing. And he was like, well, this is like, so, and that kind of just shows the dichotomy of two bodies being very different after having very similar surgeries. Just listen to your body of what you can and can't eat. Eat slow. I don't always do that. It's hard for me even now. But yeah, most importantly, listen to your doctors, listen to yourself.
And do you have any regrets about the surgery?
Not doing it sooner. I had thought about it for a long time, and then I always got talked out of it. Like, people talking me out, like my dad talking me out of it. I actually had a doctor talk me out of it. They're like, well, let's try to just lose weight the normal way first. I'm like, I've been trying to lose weight the normal way since I was 16.
If it's that easy, you've done it.
I've always been heavy. I've always been big, and I'm now to the point where I can't exercise because of how big I am. And then finally got a doctor that was like, yeah, I think this is a great call. And so that was when I was like, I wish I had done this sooner.
Well, I can't applaud you enough because you look great, and I'm very happy for your success.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Likewise. All right, I want to switch gears a little bit. You've been to a ton of the Heroclix events, the major events.
Yes.
And Wes and I were in a conversation with somebody earlier today asking about these events, or I guess it's been the last week. I've been kind of in and out. I've been busy. Are any of the events similar? Or are they all uniquely their own?
Similar in what way? Because they're all similar because they're all Heroclix events.
Yeah, I mean, they're all Heroclix events, but I mean, like you have Worlds, which is everyone's in the hotel across the street, or most people are in the hotel across the street, and then you cross the street to the venue. And Worlds is the walls are dark and the lights are high.
Yeah,
which is, to me, it has a dungeon-ish feel.
A little bit.
It's a very unique place. And then for years it was like, oh man, the line sucks getting in. And then this last year they had This last year they had a bunch of fixes to make stuff easier. Gen Con is a different monster because you're having the convention around you, and then you're having Clix in this room with everything else going on, and there's no PA system, so you miss announcements and you're still playing your games. Well, time's been called.
I did Gen Con a while ago. I did it. So I used to go to Gen Con every year, and it just got too expensive. And then I did Gen Con, the last Gen Con I did was the second year that they did Nats there, which was the grinders, and I just didn't like that format. And I'm like, I'm not spending money to do this.
Yeah, but if you got bored at Gen Con with Clix, you can go do a million other things because there was all kinds of stuff there.
True. As far as the Clix events, so the one similarity that I will give on all of them is it is a social gathering. It is the best thing to do for me. I'm an extrovert. I like to say I'm an omnivert. I'm an extroverted introvert. but my social battery recharges from people. So being around the Clix community is like the biggest battery recharge for me. I could just talk to players all day. And that is at every event. There are mass groups of players just looking to talk. You don't even have to be playing. We'll just sit and be talking about the game, talking about whatever is going on. So that is the one thing, and definitely a big up for me. The differences in the events ends up coming from the types of events that they run. So like Worlds, you've got your team worlds, modern singles, and then whatever side events they're running. Like Champion Clix, last year they did a 2v2 alphabet soup where you had to pick a letter and every element on your force had to have that letter. Had to start with that letter. And it was a 2v2.
Before it was apples and oranges.
Yep. And I think they maybe did a Prince and Pauper at some point.
Yep.
And then they have a team sealed event, and then they have a modern event like their main event. But Champion Clix has the big draw of one, it's in Orlando. And it's at a hotel where everybody's kind of staying. And you get that social gathering again.
And the hotel had a restaurant on it, unlike what Rock Cup used to have when it was in October.
Yeah. Now, 2 years ago, the restaurant had an Applebee's, or the hotel had an Applebee's, which was much better. The hotel last year was expensive. Well, it's actually the same hotel, but the restaurant at this hotel is a bit more expensive. But you're also like 15 minutes maybe from Disney Springs. Like, you can just go get some really good food.
Now, the worst part about going to that event was if you're Ubering from the airport to the event or to the venue, and Uber has hey, it's this time, we're going to charge more to get there. Yep. So
yeah,
the
that's
Uber was expensive. I drove my first year,
flew the second year, decided to drive last year, and then it's me, my mom, and Danielle. We go and we'll just drive. We'll make a nice, we start our drive the first day, we finish the drive the second day, check in, and then we do the same thing on the way home. So, and it's nice to have a car while we're down there.
Yes. That saves on those Uber rides.
Because we go to the parks, so Champion Clix for me is more of a vacation than it is a Clix gathering, but it's a vacation that I get to spend with some of my best friends in the world. So,
and what about Adepticon? I haven't been to Adepticon.
Adepticon is a wild experience, just because you look so we all remember that Heroclix is a miniatures game, and then we go into a convention that's actually a miniatures convention, and you just see people walking around with thousands of dollars in their Warhammer armies.
So is it more like a Gen Con where there's extra stuff to do, or if you get knocked out?
But it's on a much cheaper scale as far as financial investment.
Yeah.
But it's a great event. I think the first year, I liked last year or this year more than the previous year, just because I liked the venue a bit more because it was in Milwaukee this year. And I think I want to say it was the venue that had Gen Con before Gen Con moved out of Wisconsin. And then, so it's just a fun experience. When you're not doing Click stuff, I can just walk around and I kind of know some miniatures game stuff, and I can go look at these guys playing Warhammer. I have no idea what's going on, but I can appreciate the intricacies of their painted minis.
Looking at them with their tape measures.
Yeah, and that's what people are oh man, Heroclix, is it pay to win? This team is $1,000 and it's all the best stuff. And it's you could go look at a Warhammer team that's $5,000.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And it just sits there. And that's not including the time that they spent painting it.
So that must be a hobby for single people. So
I do not have that.
If I was in Warhammer, I would not be married.
All right, so what about H for H? I mean, H for H used to be the Rock Cup, and now it's H for H, which it's changed because it's no longer at a hotel / or at Howard Store anymore.
It is this year. It's at a hotel again. It's in Nashville. Howard moved it out of Lucky Dice because Lucky Dice Cafe closed down. And he moved it to Nashville. It'll be at a hotel. It's actually relatively close to the airport in Nashville. H for H, Scott Porter's there. He's usually, I'm pretty sure that's his thing is he's going to be there. And you could play in a single sealed event where you might play against him. And it's a lot of fun. He does BRs and he's just a super cool dude to talk to. I love talking to Scott. I've only been to one H4H, and it was 2 years ago when the air conditioning was broke in Lucky Dice, and that experience was miserable.
But Howard used to make it great for Lucky Dice. Like he would open up the back room, and then he had sandwiches on the venue. Like,
Them having sandwiches was great.
Man, I used to love going up to Easton and be like, I need a PB&J. Just make me a PB&J, Easton.
Yeah.
And toast it.
Yeah, him go do it. Yeah, go do it, Dad. Yeah, I liked H4H. I want to get down to H4H again this year, especially with it being in Nashville now.
And then RWC was its own uniqueness.
Yeah,
like you had the gym one year, and then you had the cushioned seats the next year.
I preferred. So I listened to the interview with Jay. I agreed with Jay. Gym location, seats from the conference room.
Well, those weren't available the first year, so hopefully they're still available this next year. Because when I went looking for the chairs, they didn't even have the metal ones in there. Like they had all been just disappeared. So
yeah, I liked the gym. I liked the side. I felt there was more room. You didn't really feel as cramped. But I think you still did a great job with the event. Like that's no shade at you at all. And it's a fun event. It's relatively like centralized for a lot of players, so it's easy to get to.
Well, I'm already working on next year, so my goal is to make it better each time.
27? You're making it next year, 27? You're not going to do one in 26?
Well, okay, this year.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna see if I can keep going down because I got second till I tied for first, and then I got fourth, and then I guess I'll get eighth next time. I guess I'm washed up when I can't play She-Hulk.
All right, so we got razz you a little bit about the roll-off last year.
The year before.
The year before. That was the first year.
The first year.
Yeah, what do you want to rag on me for?
All right, so you survived the gauntlet. You made it all the way to the top two, and then you're just like
undefeated with wipes every round.
And then you're just like, I don't want to play.
I was exhausted.
It is exhausting.
It was a long day, and the team that I was playing was not a simple team. It looked like it kind of was, but it wasn't. And so I was just very tired. And I went to teams. They are. I love them. Like, don't get me wrong. I love them. And so one thing I've actually noticed since I've lost all the weight, I actually feel much better during Heroclix events. Like, I don't get that fatigue anymore. I take a bit better care of myself now. But I was so tired. I felt really fine after top four. And then like, I was waiting for them to finish up. And I'm like, hey, can I just take a few minutes to go outside? Like I went outside. It was pretty chilly outside. So I was like kind of calming down. And then I came back in and I'm like, I just got hit with a wave of exhaustion. That's when I went up to Rob. I'm like, hey, you want to roll off and split prizing and we'll both be champs? And we'll just see who gets the big trophy and gets the picture in the Jeep. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I rolled a 4. And I'm like, no.
I didn't want to climb in that Jeep anyway.
Yeah, that was way too much work. I got a Hadari out of it anyway. My half of this price had Hadari, so.
So in year 2 then, I put a bounty on your head as a payback for the roll-off. How many bounties did I pay out? I don't remember.
2.
So 2 people.
2 in singles. I did not do well in teams this year, but it was 2 in singles, both to Denny and Brody, and I shouldn't have lost to Brody, honestly. I'm sorry about that one. Brody,
that's just me.
Brody played really well, but I had 2 or 3 micro decisions that I just didn't make to win me the game. One of which was not declaring a terrain action with Rogue to kill his spot. But it is what it is.
Did you and Scott face off?
Huh?
No, we did not face off.
Okay.
No, we would have faced off in the finals.
I was supposed to take Logan's spot against him in the finals.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Nope. You would have gotten more turns than you got against Brody.
Thanks. I love playing the game.
Yeah, I do too. I generally play pretty quick, the best that I can.
Look,
I
I just
usually
want to
have
say when
one
we were in
long
top
turn.
4, like Nate and I were finishing up while y'all were having y'all's little kerfuffle in y'all's game over there.
Yeah, that was a fun experience.
I'm sure it was less than, but hey,
That was the first time I've ever actually yelled at a Heroclix player in the tournament. I'll be frank about it. And it wasn't Brody.
I know.
I had to yell at Denny, and I apologized to Denny afterwards for not what I said, but how I said it. Me and Denny are cool. We're fine. I think he understands what he did wrong. Um, that'll be a note to players. If you are spectating a game, stay out of it. If there is a conversation between the players and the judge, stay out of it.
Yep.
The judges are already involved. You don't have to be. Like,
Yep.
Well, how do you feel about the active judging in the final round?
I active judge when I will active judge top 4 because I can sit between the 2 games and judge both games. I think active judging in those final games should be more prevalent, especially when it comes to illegal game states. This game is complicated and both players are responsible for the game state, so they can mess it up. And that's why I, as a judge, like to make sure that the game is at least kept clean. Anything that's mandatory or is violating rules of the game, I will step in. Time is a little harder to do. I try to monitor it, but sometimes it's difficult just because it's very subjective. But I'm a big advocate for active judging.
How much?
And if you're spectating and there's active judging and you see something, just walk over to the judge. Most of the time when I do that, I walk over, I tell the judge. The players realize that somebody got up and walked over to the judge, so they realize they did something wrong. And they catch it before I literally did that during your guys' game. I walked over to Matt and I was like getting ready to tell him something, and Brody was like, "Oh, I can't do this." And I'm like, "Never mind."
Sidestep with somebody?
I don't remember what it was. It might have been a sidestep, but I don't think it was.
I mean, there was a bunch of sidesteps that I'm like, okay, it's not the big deal, but he took it back anyway, so it's whatever. I mean, the game happened like the game was supposed to happen, so I'm not mad about it.
Well, last time I talked to you, I asked you about how much you practice going into a major event. And you said very little. You just kind of, you know your game, you know your team, you know how it works, and you just kind of rest on your laurels. How much do you actually practice in a given month on average?
How many games do you get?
Yeah.
I practice more now than I did the last time you asked me this question. And I'll tell you why. So after CCO last year, actually at CCO last year, I had a conversation with Lucas Van Holland and Joe Alves. And the conversation was, what do you want out of Heroclix now? If you want to just play like fun stuff that you want to play and you're fine getting a winning record or getting into Top Cut, great, we'll make it happen. But what do you want out of Clix? And I said, I am at the point in my career that I want to win. I want to win. And he was like, then you got to put the work in. So now I practice. It's still not as much as I probably should, but I do probably 10 games a month on board. The amount of mental practice I do probably rivals a lot of other players.
Yeah, probably.
I work from home. So when my work isn't, right now my work is very busy, but when it's not, I generally can just sit and think about Clix. And I think about the team that I'm playing or different scenarios. Literally over the last 3 days, I've been thinking about teams that I'm playing. I'm in the shower. Shower Clix thoughts are the best. It's where I have like the clearest mind of when I'm thinking of scenarios. And then I'll get out of the shower. I'll get dressed, and then I'll message Lucas and be like, what about this? Had another shower thought. And then we'll talk about it. I've started sitting down like with my maps like on my floor in my basement, and I like put my team out, and I'm like, okay, so if I'm against like Predegaton, how do I need to set up on this map, and what side of the map do I set up on? If I'm picking this map, what side am I setting up on most likely? So while I don't get a lot of like, hey, let's play a full 50-minute game, I do a lot of like the mental prep.
No, I feel like the first 2 turns is super important
Most
on
important.
positioning. It is super important on
important.
positioning. You can win a game on positioning over dice rolls, I think. I mean, it's
for the most part.
It's almost equal positioning versus dice rolls.
I've had one game in the last couple of years that I'm one of those players that tries very hard not to blame the dice. Like I always try to look for ways that I could have made it better. My top 8 game in Maryland, I literally could not have done anything different. Like I could have maybe made one small change to how I positioned, would not have saved me that game. My dice were not cooperating at all, and sometimes the dice do tell the story.
Yeah.
But my opponent played the game exactly how he should have. He had the fortunate dice rolls. I had unfortunate dice rolls, and that's just how it happens sometimes.
All right. What else you got, Wes?
All right. So you said that you're very hard on yourself now that you're at this super high level of play, but you still enjoy the game. How would you characterize the enjoyment you take away from the game now versus when you were less competitive?
So my enjoyment for the game hasn't changed. When I first started playing Clix in 2018, I started playing Clix when it first came out. I played for a little bit and had no idea what the game was, and then stopped and grew up. Then I got in 2018, some guys that I were playing with got me like looking at the game again, and I came involved. I became obsessed with this game. Like I literally would have dreams about this game. I devoured every piece of content I could. This was back when Married with Clix was doing content. And I watched every video of theirs, memorized the PAC, all of that. I love this game. My passion and enjoyment for it has never changed. My expectations have changed. And that's where I get kind of hard on myself. So I love this game. I will probably love this game until Wizkids puts it in a spot where I can't love it anymore. They almost did in Spider-Verse, or in the Spider-Man set that had Spider-Man 7076. They almost got me. I quit for a little bit. Double 76 was oppressive as hell.
Yes, it was.
There's some players that are at your level that I talk to and listen to, and they hate 98% of the set. And I'm like, what? Do you even enjoy the game anymore? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, when you take apart a set, like obviously you're looking for the hyper competitive meta pieces, but do you still enjoy the lesser efficient pieces on their own merit?
Yeah, so I think you have to really approach it from 2 different mindsets. So that's why so you guys did an interview with my local Paul, who's a really good dude. And he'll send me a message like, what do you think about this figure? I'm like, do you want my competitive answer? Or do you want my real answer? Or do you want my casual answer? And he's like, your competitive answer. I'm like, it's not very good. What's your casual answer? It's cool.
Fun.
Like, it's cool. It's fun. It does really cool things. So, and I have the benefit with at least like the way I've been trained with Heroclix, so I say trained. I was brought up in Phoenix Nest where they actually like you look at a lot of different things and how to apply them. And then when I came to the JSA Clix podcast, and Devin and Jackson and I, and when we had Jay at the time, Jay Solomon as well, because we put such a focus on Team Sealed and Sealed itself, it really gives you a more of an appreciation for a lot of these figures. Because there's a lot of figures that don't shine in competitive and in a constructed event that really shine in Sealed. Biggest example that I can think of off the top of my head, X of Swords, Common Storm. Not very good competitive.
Yes, she was good in Sealed though. She was phenomenal in Sealed.
She was the backpack. She was the linchpin of my Team Worlds win. I played 2 of her, just free knockback. You choose the direction. Like it was so good.
It was gross.
Yep.
Like I don't like you up on that elevator. Come on down.
Yeah. I was like, so in my top 16, I played against a full point Merlin and Captain Britain Rogue. Killed Captain Britain Rogue. Like we kind of traded off. And then I literally had my storms just force Merlin into a room on negative zone for the entire game. I'm like, you don't have move and attack, get in the room. You get over there. No. I didn't say you could come out.
Step my lawn.
So that's one thing that I think like especially like some content creators that have more of the competitively minded, borderline, if it's not broken, it's not good. I think that's a pitfall that they fall into of they can't appreciate the game outside of that.
When you
I also have a way to take off the rose tinted glasses and like see things for what they are. Those same kind of content creators are also think that like the broken stuff doesn't need fixed and is fine and I'm like, no. Just because you're playing it doesn't mean it's okay. Like, accept that you're playing the broken thing and accept that it needs fixed for a health and sake of game balance.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
When you are on your super high expectations and you fall short, what pulls you out of it? Because I've seen you get down on yourself, and I mean, I feel so bad for you. What pulls you out eventually?
So I've had long talks with my therapist about this, because my therapist now understands my Heroclix career. I outsource trust. Is how she put it. I told Danielle when we were driving back from Worlds, because Worlds was probably the hardest I've been down on myself in a long time. Losing to Joe Harrison in top 8, not because I lost to Joe. I think Joe is an amazing player, amazing dude, has quickly become one of my great friends. But falling short when I really felt like I had a chance. I really felt like I had a shot to win. I thought that team was good enough to win, and I thought I was good enough to. I was playing it well enough to do it. That I told Danielle on the way home. The way I come out of these, it ends up being a different person every time with something different, but it always ends up one of my friends says the thing that my brain needed to hear. And for me at Worlds, it was I reached out to Miles Kane. Like I'd been reaching out to Joe Harrison, and like we talked a lot about it, and he like he nearly made me cry in the car. Like some of the things that he was saying about like how highly in esteem he holds me. But Miles Kane said it, and he's like, Joe Harrison went 30-0 with that team. You are the only person to keep him to 0 points. I'm like, huh? Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's pretty good. And so like it ends up being like, so at Red, White, and Clix, when I lost in top 4 to Brody, I called Josafa Alves, and we talked through the matchup, and then he's like, hey, you got top 4. Like that's what players of our caliber, like that's what we want. Like top 4 is like,
it's not nothing.
Yeah, you can't be mad about top 4. You can be, and then my therapist was like, no. You can be upset. You can be disappointed. And this is something like, so when I got top 8 at Maryland, like something my therapist and I have been working on for me specifically is sitting in the negativity and like sitting with the moment, and until you just accept it. Because I would try to like push myself out of it. Either by like analyzing the game, what could I have done differently, or like trying to find the positive aspects out of it instead of sitting with the negative. And then in Maryland, I lost, and I sat with it. I'm like, okay, like I'm okay with this. Like, and that was the first time I didn't really like super beat myself up, at least in a while. But yeah, I think we're all our own worst critics. Absolutely. And I have always suffered from imposter syndrome, be it from an intellectual level, be it from musically, with my singing, and then with Clix. I've always like, I allow the losses to overshadow the success. So I really beat myself up for top 8 at Worlds. I got 5th in singles. And that was what I focused on instead of saying I'm the first and only 2-time Team Worlds champion. And I'm like, that's not a good way to approach things. So maybe I should change that.
Good for you. You're never too old to grow and learn about yourself.
Shrink and learn.
Yeah.
I've done that one. And you and I talked about this, Wes, after your states event, where I was like, here's how I handle it. If it's going to work for you, great. If it's not going to work for you, great. We'll figure out a way to do it. But it's like the main thing to do is after you've reached the point where you can analyze, look for the growth opportunities. And if you can't find the growth opportunities, go back and look at it because they're there.
So you just said something a second ago. You sing?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Like professionally?
So I've never done anything professionally. I've been singing since I was a kid. I was the only kid in my adult choir at my church when I was younger. I auditioned for American Idol. I actually didn't get on, but the judge that I actually auditioned for told me specifically, he's like, here's an email, re-record and send this in. Like, so that like kind of gave me some, maybe he actually thought I was good, but they only pick so many people and they usually take the best and the worst. Because they have to make TV.
Right.
And then there was a period of time where Clix actually had a song in their intro, which was Cult of Personality, by Living Color, sung by me.
Wow.
Because Scott was doing his Summer of Scott thing, and I thought he was talking about CM Punk, and he wasn't.
So you're a man of many talents.
Yeah, singings have been a passion of mine for most of my life, and I love it. And one of my regrets in my life is actually not pursuing it. Yeah, I'll actually send you guys a video. There's a video on my YouTube of me singing at my best friend. So my best friend Benny, the comic historian who passed away about 18 months ago. I sang as his best man for him and his wife's wedding in Paris. They asked me to do it. They flew me out to Paris, and I was able to record it. So I will send that to you guys.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
All right. So you say you work from home. What's your day job?
I work in healthcare. I am a authorization specialist for a specialty pharmacy. Right now sucks. My work day sucks right now because start of the new year, all authorizations expire at the end of last year. We're short staffed. We recently got bought by another company, so they had a hiring freeze. So we're super short staffed. Yeah, I want to throw my phone across a window. But yeah, otherwise I work from home, and usually my job's pretty chill that I can kind of think about Clix stuff.
That's cool. I have a 10-hour drive tomorrow.
Oof.
Where are you going?
5 hours too. I'm going from my house to almost New Orleans. I have a job site audit.
New Orleans is in a week. What are you doing?
Yeah, okay. So here's the plan. I have a job site audit I got to go do at this place just outside of New Orleans. And I got to be there once a week to go do my job site audit, hang out. I'm the safety guy for the company, so I get to go walk around, inspect the stuff, give my reviews. And then I got to drive 5 hours back because I have trainings to do on Friday for new hires. And make sure that they're orientated to go do their stuff. And then the next week, we have a pipeline shutdown at that job just outside New Orleans. And it's supposed to start Tuesday and end on Monday. And they're saying we're not working Saturday or Sunday. Fingers crossed.
Hoping for you.
So I got to be there regardless. So if I'm not working, I wonder where I'll be.
Well, let's wrap this up so you don't fall asleep at the wheel then. Right. So Azarith, I
get my best sleep as I'm driving. Just want to say.
You do what?
As a safety professional, I want to admit that I get my best sleep while I'm driving.
Yeah. All All right, so Azarith, I don't remember if we were doing the Clix questionnaire when you were here last time, but we have.
Yes, we were, and we've changed it about 14
It has
times.
changed. Yeah.
Yes, we like to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
So
for
the nerds over at the Clix Lab, Talkn Clix Lab, got a whole new set of questions just for 2026, and we're going to get to know you all over again.
All right.
What is the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Would you rather have banks, cats, or AI as overlords in the New World Order?
Banks, cats. What was the third one? Robots?
AI.
Cats.
What is a petty hill that you're willing to die on?
I feel like I'm not going to think about this, and Danielle's going to yell at me because there's probably some petty hill I'll die on. Oh, geez. I'm usually not petty.
You can pass.
I'm going to pass on that, and if I think of it, I'll re-answer it.
All right.
Okay. If you could go back in time and strangle the internet in its infancy, would you do it?
No, I would strangle social media for the most part, or at least change it. But I grew up on the internet. Like that's as a kid who was bullied for most of my life. Finding MMORPGs and being able to like actually have friends like was a big deal for me.
City of Villains.
I played Final Fantasy 11. I played most MMOs, but I played Final Fantasy 11 for pretty hardcore for about 8 years.
Everybody always says the same thing, that they like the internet, they don't like the social media aspect.
Social media has become the bane of existence.
Is it possible to have the internet without that social media aspect built into it?
That's why I say I don't think I would get rid of it. I would change it.
We had it for a long time. You had chat rooms. That was like your social media.
Yeah, it was
Yahoo
like
and AOL.
The experience of it.
Yeah, it was almost instant. As soon as we had access to the World Wide Web, we found a way to communicate, and it became a. What's that?
I was gonna say, I'll say it. MySpace was much better than what we have now.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't use it.
Hey, I always had at least one friend that I could count on. Tom never let me down.
That's right.
All right. So on the heels of that, would you rather go up the internet for 1 year or showering for 1 year?
Jeez. It's probably the internet, but I'll feel real bad about it. I like live on the internet, so like it's tough. But yeah, I don't think I could justify not showering for a whole year.
What if you got to use wet wipes?
Nah, it's not the same. It's also really weird right now because I've lost so much weight, I get really cold a lot easier. I never used to get cold. So now I will take showers just to warm up.
All right, this is going to be an interesting question. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of Heroclix opponents?
Isaac AB. I firmly believe he's the best player in the game. I've gotten to play him a couple of times. I'm now 1-1 against him. Beat him in Maryland. He thrashed my worlds in 22 in top 8. Lucas Van Hollen. One of my best friends. Arguably one of the best players. God, I'm just gonna say like some of the best players. I'm gonna say PJ. While PJ's been kind of out of the competitive scene for a while, I think PJ is one of the best opponents to just talk to, converse with, and the most fun experience in a game. The fourth one's tough because part of me wants to say Joe Harrison, but I don't want to put Joe Harrison on the Mount Rushmore yet.
You can say yourself.
This is your Mount Rushmore.
I can't say myself. That's too arrogant. I do like to think I'm a good Heroclix opponent, both from a skill level and from an experience.
But this is your Mount Rushmore you're looking at.
Yeah, but that's why it's hard to put myself on it.
I'm saying you play against yourself every day. You're your biggest critic.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put myself there. I like to think that every opponent I play against, win or loss, has a fun experience.
It's been interesting to me that Scott Porter is arguably the face of the game, and nobody said him on Mount Rushmore yet.
I've never played him.
Who's got to play him?
That's true.
I played in that tournament once and never got to play him.
Huh. I assumed you had. All right.
Nope.
What is the best breakfast cereal?
I haven't had breakfast cereal in almost a year. I'm a cinnamon. Words. I'm a cinnamon toast crunch guy. I love cinnamon toast crunch. I can't have it anymore, but it was my Special K with red berries was like my go-to before surgery. Or cinnamon toast crunch if I wanted something sweet.
All right, you can have dinner with anyone throughout history. Who are you eating with, and what are you eating?
So, can I just have a table? Because there's like 4 people.
I mean, go for it.
Okay. Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver. I actually got to meet him before he passed away. Super nice dude. Crispin Freeman, who's a well-known voice actor. If anybody has watched Hellsing Ultimates or Hellsing, the anime, he is the voice of Alucard. Just a fascinating person to listen to. I've listened to a lot of his convention panels. Matt Mercer, who's another famous voice actor. All these people are primarily from like my generation. I got to become kind of friends with Matt Mercer over Critical Role Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So that was fun. And then the 4th person, I thought I knew who the 4th person was. Michael Crawford. Michael Crawford was a big inspiration for me as a singer growing up. And so I would love to kind of sit and talk with him. What would we have? Hibachi, because I love hibachi.
Right.
If you were a crayon, what color would you be?
Eric Sexton stole my answer. I listened to that interview. Cerulean was 100% my answer. So I'm saying cerulean.
All right.
Hey, it's a nice.
It's one of the only lighter shades of blue that I actually like.
All right, this one I think I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you sing when you're in the shower or the car?
The car, 100% yes. The shower, not so much anymore, usually because it's where Clix thoughts are happening.
What's the last book that you read? And audiobooks do count.
What was the last book? So the problem is I don't finish them. I didn't finish it, but I got close. Was The Sandman by Neil Gaiman. It was the audiobook. That audiobook cast is phenomenal. If you guys like audiobooks,
yeah, I love audiobooks. The narrator can make or break it for me and be like, okay,
so
that was
Neil
great.
Gaiman is the narrator. Neil Gaiman's the narrator for The Sandman. James McAvoy is Dream.
Ooh.
Kat Dennings is Death. Michael Sheen is Lucifer.
Right, I gotta go download some audiobooks anyway. So
yeah,
what is
it's really, really good. Yeah, The Sandman.
By Neil Gaiman.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna get the first
The
one.
Netflix show is also really good.
I got a 10-hour drive. I can start tomorrow.
There you go.
Hold on, it's 41 cents. I'm not spending one of my $15 credits on this.
Oh, okay. It's up to you.
I'll just buy it without the credit.
Oh, okay. There you go.
41 cents. All right, let's go back to the interview. What tastes better, round or square pizza? Or can you even eat pizza anymore?
So I'm not supposed to, but I do every now and then. So what tastes better? I love a good either like deep dish or Sicilian cut pizza. Like if it's a good Sicilian cut or deep dish, like pan square cut, yes, that is better.
Square pizza.
Yeah, square pizza.
What wild animal would you be able to beat in a fight without any weapons?
I feel like I could beat up a panda.
What? Are you crazy?
Those things are mean.
Pandas are lazy as hell.
They're
They
huge.
can't feed themselves. Yes, they are huge, but they are almost extinct because they won't eat. They're too lazy to eat. They're too lazy to reproduce. I'm pretty sure I could beat a panda. I think I could.
Okay. I'd like to see that.
How about a drop bear? You think you could beat a drop bear?
No, a koala? No. Nothing that comes out of Australia is beatable in a fight.
All right. Who is your Disney princess?
So I think my favorite Disney princess was Meg. Was Megara from Hercules. Just because I don't know, I liked the personality of like her trying to say that she didn't need a man, and like her really like kind of demonstrating it that she didn't need Hercules, but she ended up falling in love with Hercules, and she was a very independent woman. The Disney princess that I would be, fuck if I know. Snow White, probably.
Yeah, I'm just saying, who is your Disney princess? If you're like Disney princess, you're like Meg. That's it.
Yeah, it's Meg or it's Jasmine, because Aladdin was my favorite Disney movie.
I pick Jasmine every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many tries did it take before you got your driver's license?
So technically 2. He only made me take the test a second time because he didn't feel I was comfortable enough on side streets and that I could have done a little bit better. But he's like, I could pass you, but I'm gonna make you do another round just to feel more comfortable.
All right. You've once again survived the ergonomically perfection of the Talking Clix Studios Clix questionnaire. Now you get a chance to ask us a question.
What's the most rewarding thing about doing what you do right now?
Talk show or work or?
So I was regarding to like content creation. So as a fellow content creator, yeah, I'm curious, like, what is the most rewarding part of content creation for you right now?
Go ahead, Wes.
So mine is the people that we get to talk to and the interaction after the interviews. I've had a lot of people that have reached out to me and us separately and together and just talked about how much they enjoy the show and they enjoy the content. They enjoy the unique twist on a talk show that we do. I just like being able to produce something that brings enjoyment to other people. And I just love that.
For me, I mean, I love the fact that Wes and I, we're working very well together here recently. Not that we wasn't when we started. I just feel like we're filling in the gaps that the other one doesn't even know they have. It's really cool. I mean, I feel like I'm doing most of the scheduling, which is great. And if Wes has something that he wants to drop in there, we're learning on how to communicate that with each other. And
I'm learning that you guys need to do better about communicating about that.
Look, hey, sometimes I don't send him what I have planned for the month. That's on me. Usually I'm really in front about it. Like here's the plan for the month. So that was on me. I'll take that bullet. No big deal. But Wes is doing phenomenal with the production of the shows. I don't know how much editing he does, but I know he does this outro video, and it has become like one of my highlights. Every time it comes on, I'm like, let's just skip to the end, and then I'll go back and listen to the show.
Lately, I've been making it harder on myself than I need to, and I'm putting a lot more tweaks into it. That it takes like an entire day of cutting and splicing, but the final product I'm usually pretty happy with. So I love how. What's that?
I was gonna say Paul showed me the outro for his episode, and he was super stoked. Like he was so excited about it.
Just so you know, Wes.
Yeah, Paul Neff.
Yeah,
he was super excited about it.
People get super excited about it, which is what keeps me doing it because it is very time consuming. And I've talked to Scott before, like, do we really need this? Like other shows don't do this stuff; they just record and put it out there. And I take 8 hours putting together a 5-minute video and song, and He's like, yeah, but people love it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It makes me feel special. So I enjoy doing it. So
I think it's awesome. So
yeah. All right, Azarith.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making time for us and jumping in at the last minute. You are one of the largest hearted peoples in the community. Everybody knows you, everybody loves you, and they just think that you're the bee's knees. So
I appreciate that. I actually had somebody talk to me at Maryland. They're like, I listen to like every podcast that you do. Like you're the Heroclix content that I listen to like on all my drives to work. I'm like, thanks, man. Like that I love that. I just love talking about the game.
Something that no one's ever said before. That Azarith Stryffe is a real jackhole. All right, not really.
I have actually heard it before from a Clix community.
Really? I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, I was called a prize shark.
I mean, come on now. I've been called that before too, because I went from one venue to another to go play a game. That's like, oh, hey, I just want to go have some fun. And if you happen to win, you're a prize shark.
Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna show up to a venue. Like, it's not my normal store. I'm gonna show up when it's worth it for me to show up and play. Like, have a format that I want to play.
I travel for work sometimes. I'm like, if I'm in Lawton, Oklahoma, and they have a Clix game going on a night that I'm going to be there, let me go play.
Yeah.
If I'm in Podunk, Indiana, let me go. If there's an event and I have some Clix with me, or I'll buy boosters and play while I'm there.
Yeah, I caught wind of one other instance I can think of is somebody said a very, very nasty thing about me, I guess, in passing at Worlds this year. And it got back to me, and I just kind of let it go. But I was like, man, I can't believe somebody actually said that about me.
I mean, it's good and bad, right? They're giving you that energy, whether it's good or bad. So, I mean, congratulations. It's energy coming.
And it means I'm in there. It means I'm on their mind. So I must be doing something right.
It's energy coming your way.
That's one thing I've found through this experiment is that you putting yourself out there in the public eye, you're going to make enemies. You're going to make friends. You're not going to make everybody happy all the time. People are always going to have something to say. But if it's by far, people far more love you than hate you. So that's a huge bonus. I do want to take a second to shout out your girlfriend, Danielle. She has made herself a big part of the community, and
we can't see her.
Yeah, she's on the couch.
No, she's behind under the dirt or something there. I don't know. I can't see her.
Oh yeah. She's like right here. She's in this little like stand over here.
Okay.
But she's helped out at Red, White, and Clix both years and single-handedly saved the event. And she's run other events across the nation. And she's just a tremendous person to work with and to have at events, and does what she does better than anybody else. So
yeah, I learned going to Maryland that I don't like traveling by myself anymore. So like it was weird to go to a Heroclix event without her. So I was like, I don't want to do that again.
Guess what, Danielle? You're roped in now.
Yeah, she said thank you if you couldn't hear her.
All right. So that's been Talkn Clix. Make sure that if you are in the area of Pennsylvania and West Virginia on the weekends of, what is it?
January 24th and 25th, PA on the 24th, that's 300 Modern. 25th in West Virginia at Morgantown is 400 Silver. Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. Let me know you're coming if you want to come. If you need to borrow anything, let me know. If I don't have it, I will get it for you. I had two locals ask me, they're like, hey, I need to borrow a Chair Panther and a spin ring. I'm like, well, my Chair Panther's already been loaned out, but hang on. 5 minutes later, hey, I got you a Chair Panther.
Yep. Azarith puts on a tremendous event, so make sure you check that out. And then also I want to shout out your other podcast. What's it called?
JSA Clix podcast. We haven't put out an episode for a while, but we've been quite busy and our schedules kind of struggle to line up. But yeah, me, Devin Owens, and Jack Smith, we love doing that. And then I guest host on like Critical Clix whenever Scott texts me.
Yeah. And Clixed Off.
Every now and then. I haven't been on Clixed Off in a while.
So very busy man. All right.
Yeah. Sometimes too busy.
All right. So if you like what you see and hear tonight and you want to support our podcast / YouTube show, our Click and Talk and Clicks talk show, please subscribe to our Patreon account. We do a drawing once a month, at the beginning of every month. $5 and above puts your name in a drawing, and then $5 increments puts your name again after that. We've done Scott Lucas PJ Pogs, Scott Porter Pogs. We've done Ellie's. We're gonna have all kinds of cool stuff, whatever I can find laying around or get from the venue. Do drawing every month, but we're trying to put together a quality show, and some of this stuff requires a little bit of financial backing. So if you like and support our show, please subscribe. But that's about it.
I can always make a treasure box for somebody.
Yes, Scott's famous treasure
They're
box.
not gonna want it.
Oh, you're the one that made the treasure box that I heard about the entire drive home from Indy.
How bad was it? Okay, I mean, it wasn't the best. It was.
I thought it was
gag.
great, and he was a good sport about it.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Hey, Azarith,
you guys are doing a great job. Continue the good work that you guys are doing. It's appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back for a third time. Hopefully the whole thing gets recorded this time. But
Absolutely.
All right. So do you have any final thoughts for the evening?
No. Just keep, like I said, keep doing what you guys are doing. I think you guys are doing a great job. And for anybody listening out there who is looking to talk Clix, feel free to reach out to me whenever you guys, whenever you want, or come up to me at an event. You know, I try to be open and approachable to everybody.
Scott?
It's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to stay that way.
Yep.
I like that.
And we are all players on the board, so let's play together. And as always, keep on Clixing. Yeah, have a good night.
Good night.
From the clatter of dice to the thunder of halls, a strategist rises, never waiting for calls. No curses at fate, no cries at the roll. Mind over chaos, command and control. Fast hands, sharp eyes, aggression precise. Every click calculated, every risk price. He walks into battle with confidence earned. Every loss is a lesson, every lesson is burned. No luck to blame, no shadows to hide. He stares down the mirror with fire inside. If he falls, it's his weight to bear. Azarith Stryffe, raise the banner high. Half the man in shadow, twice the soul in the fight. From worlds to the states, hear the community cry. Strategy reigns as the dice roll by. Azarith Stryffe, hard fortune flame. Beloved champion who remembers every name. He bleeds for the win, learns from the pain. Power, metal, thunder in the Heroclix game. With a team at his side, red, white, and Clix with history's pride. Coffee and Clix, the early dawn war. Adepticon silver, still hungry for more. Italian fire in his blood, in his song. A singer of anthems, voice mighty and strong. MySpace memories before feet turn cold. Dreams of a net where the loud unsolved. He loves every format, each battlefield new. From kitchen tables to halls filled with view. Fast and aggressive, no fear in the play. Respect for the game in every way. Azarith Stryffe, hear the dice collide. Meta-born titan with nothing to hide. Half the weight gone, but the heart multiplied. He charges the future with Daniel beside. Azarith Stryffe, community shield. Kindness and courage on every field. Losses hit hard, but wisdom remains. From every defeat, he reforges change. Danielle at his side, the road never lone. Registrar Queen, safe thrones made of stone. Red, white, and Clix from the edge of the fall. A name echoed louder than trophies or calls. Handcrafted crowns in Pennsylvania steel. West Virginia glory you can touch and feel. New blood trained, new fires led. A future prepared by the choices he faced. Think faster! Play harder! Learn again! Clix mics with Wespool's fire. Missing link weaving truth and wire. Confident, steady, self-assured stance. Every decision a disciplined dance. Generous hands, a mentor's role. Lifting the scene with heart and soul. He holds the standard impossibly high. Because he knows how far he can fly.